Guys, let's take a second here. We're gonna react to Raph Koster's new MMO. All right, I am gonna make a video about it because I'm a 21-year Star Wars Galaxies player, so I feel like maybe I should.
Welcome to the immeasurable universe of Stars Reach, where humanity is venturing forth into the galaxy. Explore infinite new worlds full of hope and of danger. Fight fierce alien creatures. Discover mysterious artifacts. Craft your way to galaxy-wide fame and fortune. All in the most alive game ever made. Planets where water flows, grass grows, where everything is alive. Here, peaceful play matters just as much as combat. Build homesteads on distant worlds. Own a planet and sculpt it to your will. For yourself or for everyone. Play, build, farm, fight, create, live the way you want. You are being given a galaxy. What will you make of it?
That was not good. That did not look good to me. That did not look good.
Galaxy-wide fame and fortune, all in the most alive game ever made. Planets where water flows, grass grows, where everything
I like that aspect, like things grow and can be torn down and stuff. Like
is
it.
alive. Here, peaceful play matters just as much as combat. Build homesteads on distant worlds. Own a planet and sculpt it to your will. For yourself or for everyone. Play, build, farm, fight, create, live the way you want.
I hate the aesthetic. I absolutely hate the aesthetic.
You are being given
It looks like
a galaxy.
Fortnite.
What will you make of it?
This is
Mysterious artifacts.
it. Okay, it's pre-alpha footage. This looks like it looks robotic. Like that character isn't like moving. Doesn't look interesting. This character honestly looks like she's out of Reboot. You guys remember that old Cartoon Network show, Reboot? You guys remember that? I remember Reboot. It honestly looks like it's out of Reboot. I mean, hold on. Let me just show y'all. Reboot. Cartoon Network. Okay. Images. I mean, it looks the same. It looks like she's out of Reboot. It looks like it's out of Reboot. This is a terrible aesthetic. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, because I am looking forward to it, and I'm probably going to play it, but how does it not look like Reboot? Am I wrong? This aesthetic is fucking awful. I'm sorry. It's... It does not...
Fame and fortune, all in the most alive
These animations...
game
Look at how he's walking.
ever made. The live game ever made. Planets where water flows, grass grows, where everything is alive.
I like the creatures. The creatures look nice.
Here, peaceful play
This does not look nice.
matters
I
just as
I think these character models, honestly, they almost look... They just don't look good. The character models do not look good.
much as
It's not that they're ugly or anything. They just... There's something off about them.
Own a planet and sculpt it to your will. For yourself or for everyone.
Look at this reboot ass looking dude. That's Reboot right there.
Play, build, farm, fight.
That did not look good.
Fight.
That did not. It just didn't look good to me. I don't know why that was.
Play, build, farm.
I'm not trying to be an ass, okay? I'm not like a Raph Koster fanboy. I admire what he's done.
A galaxy.
I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm not saying it's going to be good. I don't know. The gameplay is kind of short. Honestly, anyone who watches this is going to look at this and think, oh, this is like a survival game. That's what they're going to think. They're going to look at this and be like, oh, this is just another open world survival game with multiplayer. With a few unique mechanics like grass growing.
Peaceful play matters just as much as combat.
I think the trailer did not do a good job of
and sculpt it to your will. For yourself
of really setting itself apart from the survival game genre. Because when I watch it, I feel like I've seen it. I've seen it before in several other games. So there's no real reason to be excited for it because we've seen survival game after survival game after survival game after survival game. So when I'm looking at it, it just seems like we're just looking at another survival game. We're not looking at EverQuest Next. Well, some of the people who are working on EverQuest Next was working on this. Maybe there'll be some footage that they show off that'll be like really good. But like it does not appeal to me so far. Like it's cool to go in space and stuff, but this animation looks wonk. Does not look smooth. Look at that guy, dude. He's walking like he's got a shit. He's like, where's the nearest bathroom, bro? Damn, you still working out? You looking great, man. No, I'm not working out. I actually gained back like 20 pounds. It's pretty bad. Not 20 pounds, like 15 pounds. Nah, I'm not. I've been working out. I got sick for a while. Thank you, Lugswitch, though. I appreciate it. That's kind of you. Let's look at what Raph's vision is. Let's look at this. Let's not. I'm not trying to be harsh or anything. I just want to. I want to hear the man himself. Let's see what he has to say.
Hi, my name is Raph Koster, and I've been making online worlds for a long time now. The thing is, people think they know what an MMO is. It's leveling up, it's killing purples, it's DPS counts and instances and all that jargon. It's time-consuming with a zillion HUD elements on screen. It's running through static zones and being the same chosen one as everyone else. We don't think MMOs have to be that way. Long ago, an incredibly powerful ancient alien civilization terraformed whole arms of the galaxy to create what they called their garden. And they left behind their works, their robot servitors that to this day follow the orders of their long-vanished masters, and of course the legacy of their genetic engineering, which includes us. A science fantasy setting full of lore and secrets, factions to join, and mysterious artifacts. It's time for trees that grow, for creatures that steal your stuff and take it back to their lairs. If you neglect that alien infestation over there, it might expand and grow towards your house. Every one of our creatures runs AI like The Sims, and they live on thousands of planets because we leverage the power of the cloud to have a single shardless galaxy of worlds, all of them terraformable and with permanence, so what you change is saved. Planets you and your friends can build on and settle. We're in the great tradition of games like Ultima Online, Star Wars Galaxies, RuneScape, Minecraft, and Eve, but we want to look forward, not back. That means players able to choose their own fun, whether it's blasting away at alien monsters, leading a village, exploring strange new worlds, or cornering the market on rocket ships. It means great character customization, not gender-locked classes and limited gear. And above all, it means recognizing that it takes all kinds of players and all sorts of play styles to really make an alternate world. We use skill tree advancement because, let's face it, getting out-leveled by your friends kinda sucks. It should be up to you whether you want to solo a tough critter or gather a group of 50 to take down an alien spider dragon. It should be up to you whether you work on building your house solo or bring together your guild to found a city. And someday your guild might govern that planet, and then you'll be able to decide whether to make it into a roleplay heaven or a wretched hive of scum and villainy. I know, these are big dreams. We've built a lot, but there's more still to do. And it's time to bring you into the process. That's why we want to invite you along on our journey as we reach for the stars. And we'll be showing you things a little more raw and unfinished than you might get to see normally.
Very raw, very unfinished.
But this game is for you. You should get to help shape it. So, if you want to help us reach the dream of worlds that feel alive and alternate realities to call home, join us on starsreach.com, where we'll be posting design material regularly. Join the Discord, where we'll be hosting regular dev chats, and help us build space for everyone.
Well, I get his vision. It's very in line with what I got as an impression from Raph Koster. He's being a little bit dramatic. He's putting on a little bit of an act for the trailer here. Like, hey, we believe this, and trying to convey his passion for it, which he definitely is a passionate guy. But I think I'm going to go ahead and subscribe as well. I think that it's so pre-alpha. I don't know how to feel about it yet, because currently it's a lot of promises, which is good. A lot of promises good, but it's like we are looking at like a very pre-alpha version that looks pretty much like every other survival game out there. Maybe the closest comparison you could make is No Man's Sky, but it's obviously not No Man's Sky. This is very clearly he wants it to be an MMO. So I'm not sure what we're looking at yet, but it looks interesting enough. Like, the world looks okay. I think my biggest gripe is actually the animations and the character models. Honestly, I think that actually might be my one thing. This looks like it was made by players. And when he says that the NPCs or the creatures and stuff are working like AI, like The Sims, that is what EverQuest Next sought to achieve. And I thought that was the coolest thing. So that could be really cool. I don't know how the combat is going to be. The combat, honestly, what was shown so far looks this.
Leading a village, exploring strange worlds.
This does not.
Whether it's blasting away.
This, like all those numbers, I know it's pre-alpha. And it looks like a bullet hell in three-dimensional space, which sounds like a nightmare. And it looks very unappealing. I'm not going to lie. It just does.
In monsters,
and I care about combat a lot. Look at it. It just keeps going, and it's like, look at all the bullets. It's just like, that's a bullet hell, right? You're playing three-dimensional bullet hell, which looks nuts.
A village exploring strange new worlds, or
on top of having some what appears to be like
not gender lock classes and limited gear.
Oh, there's a Q&A video. Okay, let's watch the Q&A video. Let's react to this. See what's going on here. Wow, the comments are not good.
I'm one of the engineers working on Stars Reach, and I'm looking
this
forward
one's
to
not good, at
answering your
least.
questions.
Anyways.
Hey, I'm Light, and I'm a technical designer on Stars Reach.
Hi, I'm Raph. I'm CEO at Playable Worlds, and we're looking forward
Whoa, there was some time in between this recording and what we just watched, because Raph looks
answering a bunch of your questions today.
Very different.
Who are you making this game for?
We're trying to make this game for all sorts of people, right? This is a world. We want each of you to be able to find a way to play, have fun, and live inside this alternate galaxy, because it takes all sorts of people to make an alternate reality.
So I've been a long-time MMO player myself, and one of the trends we've seen in MMOs lately is that you're playing a lot more by yourself these days. It's getting harder and harder to group up. This game is for the people who want an MMO where you are encouraged to play with other people, and you want to form
Looks like you became a Grateful Dead fan in the room.
People who need a little more hope. In sci-fi, we've gone from bright colors to rusty browns and soulless whites. This game is about reclaiming that starry-eyed optimism for the future.
Can you describe the game for us?
I'd say this game is ambitious. We're trying to really shake the status quo, give players things they've wanted for a long time, and technology has finally caught up to, but a lot of companies are playing it safe for what they know technology will already do. We're trying to push the envelope.
That's
The best
true.
way to describe this game would probably be a modern reimagining of Star Wars Galaxies. So imagine all the social systems and the complexities and crafting and stuff, and being able to be not the chosen one, but just another person in this virtual world with inspirations from modern open world RPGs.
It's a living world. It's an alternate galaxy. It's a place that I hope players can make a second online home. And in terms of the storyline, it's a chance for humans to do better, to understand each other's value, and to really create humanity's second chance.
Tell us about activities in the game.
We're trying to offer a pretty broad spread of activities. There should be ways to play if you're a combatant, play if you're a crafter, play if you're a role player. All of these different things all add to the feeling of a world where everybody matters and everybody counts on each other. So we want to have that spread. We want to have the different ways to interact where everyone is valuable.
So we're planning on making a game where the activities are really varied. There is going to be combat, and it's totally optional. You can do building, you can do mining, farming. You can
That part
lead
looks
your
good.
guild to make an entire town. There's going to be a lot of exploration, and as we go, we're
huge on
going to be adding more
exploration.
and more unique and different
Like, the world
things,
actually looks
with
okay.
Music, and we want all of these things to have a role in the overall economy of the world.
One of the things I love about this game is there's lots of options from a wide variety.
It does look like
You have all the
Fortnite.
things you'd expect in the sandbox, your combat, your crafting, your harvesting, your farming. But we are also doing a lot of jobs for like governor, news reporter, xenobiologist, a lot of entertainment professions, things that you don't typically see in your survival sandbox grind or your combat MMO.
What parts of this game can be customized, like the player character, tools, equipment?
We're hoping to be able to customize pretty much everything, from your character to your home to even the terrain you build your towns on. It really is up to you.
And of course, ultimately, we're giving players control over a planet. You can customize a world. I'm not sure we can get more customizable than that with what we've got today.
How hardcore or difficult is this game?
So, like, when they say planet, are they talking about like, am I going to be able to have a planet with my guild or friends or whatever and go invade another person's planet? Or are these like private instances? Or is everyone at risk of being attacked? Like, what is it? Like, what is a planet, and how does it like define how you play the game? Because I want to be on a planet, sure, but I want to invade other planets, okay? I'm a killer, all right? Raph Koster, I'm a killer, bro. I'm an explorer and I'm a killer. I'm ready. I'm ready to go invade other planets.
You should be able to jump in and have fun in 5 minutes. Like, that's one end of the spectrum.
Okay.
On the other hand,
that's
if you
good.
want to carefully like tweak each piece of furniture in your house for 5 hours, we're certainly going to let you do that. And if
That's actually really good. I think that's a lot of problem with like sandbox games is they I mean, at least the old school ones, and I'm sure he realizes this, is they just drop you in the world and you're super lost, you're super confused, and you don't know what to do. But I think one of the things that survival games also do is that same exact thing. A lot of survival games just drop you in the world, good luck. Have you played Rust? Same way. But the fact that maybe if it's intuitive enough, it doesn't need like a strong tutorial because it's so intuitive, you can just figure it out. You're like, hey, when I swing this pickaxe, it like creates a hole in the dirt and I get some dirt in my inventory. Or, you know, when I swing this pickaxe at a stone, it takes out the stone and then I can use a stone. There's like a crafting option and it's like big letters or something. I don't know. Like within 5 minutes, that's a good standard to set. Like have a player having fun in 5 minutes. That's probably something that's like very, very, very important for any sandbox MMO.
if you want to delve deep into an underground alien laboratory and fight the toughest things in the game and really kind of play at that hardcore level, we'll let you do that too. We want everybody to find their own way to play at the level that suits them.
The controls of the game and the initial concepts to get into it are pretty easy. It's going to play like many open.
Whoa, let's look at that key setup.
Pretty easy.
Move WASD, swap tools 1 2 3 4, close window, help screen, profession screen. So there's professions. Toggle UI, activate shield. There's a shield. QE, there's skills. There's a grapple. There's holster and unholster, dude. Dude, we got the holstering. A lot of people love holstering. It's such a good RP element. Shift for sprint. There's sprinting. Z for consumable radial menu. Okay. Space and activate grav mesh. Is that like? Oh, I see. It's a jump. Toggle run walk. Move camera. Fire. Okay. Then they have basic crafting, basic movement, combat, companion orbs, consumables, crafting stations, environment tools, grapple and grav, gravity gun, inventory, omni blaster. Sounds like the multi-tool from No Man's Sky, where you just have your one tool that does everything.
It's going to play like many open world RPGs.
Whoa. Let's look back there.
It's going to play like many open world.
Oh, every resource has quality, potential, and versatility stats. Each stat corresponds to a characteristic in the item being crafted. Choose which resource to use based on the stat you want to increase. Increase range, damage, quality, potential, versatility. Okay, so it's like, it looks like they brought in SWG crafting straight up. Like just straight up SWG crafting. Though it looks maybe like it's simplified a little bit because we have only like 3 stats instead of like maybe 10 on a piece of metal or something. When all 3 resources are selected, the craft button... selected the craft button. Oh, it's called craft. Okay, I see. Push it. Final stats are shown on the results screen. Try different resources to get different results.
RPGs.
Okay. Okay, this is just what companion orbs. 2 companion orbs appear and both fire each time you trigger the device. Shots are not homing, so aim carefully. Companion ring creates an orbital ring around you. Incoming shots are stopped when intersected. Any creature impacted with an orb takes damage. Boomerang burst. Ring of... Okay, so there's like skills. Okay.
Setting, but the challenges you want to take are going to be up to you. So do you want to go out and explore the wilderness and fight tough enemies? Do you want to stay in your town and just farm all day? That's fine too. Or do you want to take on the really, really difficult task of making a coordinated galactic syndicate that's hard in what you have to do, but not really that hard in terms of the execution of controls or gameplay?
That depends on what you want. If you are that raiding player who has their group of friends who want tightly coordinated combat against tough enemies, that exists in this game. If you never want to touch a blaster and you just want to start your little farm, that also exists. And the best part is, both are necessary. That farm will grow ingredients that will become meals crafted by other players that will feed the raiders to make them better at their raid. So
we're seeing a return to all that interdependent economy stuff, interdependent society. You know, like if the guys at the power plant don't show up to work that day, guess what? I'm not streaming anymore because my house doesn't have electricity. So same deal. If there's no one crafting armor, nobody can go kill stuff because they're taking way too much damage, and they can't survive, and they can't get resources or loot from creatures that they might send back to the crafters, and so on and so forth. So it's just this loop of symbiotic relationships going on over and over and over again, and everybody has a role to play, which is cool. We definitely don't see that in MMOs outside of like the Holy Trinity: tank, DPS, healer. And this is more than that. This is bringing in new roles where crafting is so important. So that's cool.
Winds up coming together.
What inspired you while you were making this game?
The inspirations are many. I wanted to pull from the instant fun of old arcade games. I wanted to pull from the hope and optimism that used to exist in sci-fi before it all got grimdark and about ending the world. I wanted to pull from all of the amazing experiences that players have built in past sandbox games and online worlds, and really bring all of that together into one experience. So we even have a wiki page that tracks every single influence and inspiration that we have for the game so that we know where we're pulling what ideas from.
One of the things I've found most inspirational has been all of you, honestly. We have a group of people who have been following Playable Worlds since the very beginning, not even knowing what the game is, just diving through every article, trying to get every clue they can, and seeing how invested you are, how much you already want this, how much you've been asking for this for so long. This has really helped us build it for you.
The thing that really inspired me is the chance to give people a second home. There's a lot of people, myself included, who rely on games and MMOs to be sort of a home away from home, where you can interact with people from all across the world.
Slight disagreement, or not disagreement, I don't know. This is dangerous. You guys ever played Second Life, where people actually like have a home away from home? It is full of the mentally deranged people, so I'm not big on this as like advertisement. Anyways, not to detract from the game, but my God, Second Life is full of degenerates. It's unreal. Those people need help, like real psychological help, for real.
I met my wife in an MMO, and
That's cool.
having the chance to give this to other people is super inspiring.
I've met other people who've done
How
that.
realistic is the physics in this game?
As realistic as is also fun. There is a moment of delight in seeing something work the way you would expect it to, in breaking a hole in the dam and watching water rush out. But if we ever have to choose between what is realistic and what is fun, we're going to choose what is fun.
So the physics of this game, we're going for
That
intuitive
looks a little
over
rough,
realistic. And
it's
it's
cool
about
that it
as
can
realistic
happen.
as it needs to be for you to recognize that, hey, this should sort of just happen because it happens in the real world. But that doesn't mean we're doing a hyper-realistic, physics.
I do hope that this reaction time between laser and destroying the ground becomes a little bit more lagless.
Simulation. One of the best examples I have is
Like I'm real big on feedback of the action of the player. So I really want to do something and instantly see the result, not have like this laggy kind of thing going on. So that's one thing I would hope that they improve on, is like I hit it with the laser, boom, it's just there, right? Not like a little delay between me hitting the laser and it turning to what looks to be like lava or something.
if you heat up sand, it will turn into glass, because that's just what it does in real life. And it's up to you guys to find out what you can do with that.
Oh, it seems like it
But
might
it's
have been
not,
glass.
it's not something we're going to say like, hey, this is a tutorial quest to turn sand into glass. You're going to have to discover these interactions on your own.
Well, we like to say most alive game ever. We'll see if we live up to it, but that's our target. We want trees that grow. We want seasons that change.
That's smart. That is a humble approach. Like they want to say most alive game ever, but they don't know if they'll hit their target. They're going to try, and I hope they succeed, because that would be really dope. But, a lot of people come out with great ambitions and then fall short of those ambitions. But even if you fall short, maybe it still comes out to be something totally amazing. Who knows? We're just going to have to wait and see.
We want you to be snowed in at the tavern. We want the
be
weird
snowed
alien
in at the
ice
tavern.
snakes to only come out during the winter. We want to provide that feeling of existing in an alternate reality. That's kind of been the dream, right, of immersive gaming for decades. And we may not get all the way there, but we want to get as close as we can.
What's something different you can do in this game compared to other games?
Our most different thing is our living world and the simulation around it. We can deform our terrain, we can heat it up, we can turn liquids into gas, liquids into solids.
Like, see, this. I know it's early pre-alpha footage, but this does not look good. Like, I don't think it looks very good. Like, it doesn't feel like it looks responsive. Maybe it feels different in game. I don't think so, but
Heat it up. We
just
can
looking
turn
at it, it looks
liquids into
very
gas, liquids into solid. These things are going to
weird.
cause changes over time that no other game can do. You're going to come back to the same place a week later, and it's going to look completely different.
Oh, they're freezing
You know,
the ice. I see. That's
One of
cool.
my favorite things about this game is that we're making a galaxy
Freezing the water, I should say.
with hundreds of planets, each of them different, and each of them that change over time and that players can modify. So I'm really looking forward to bringing back the feeling of exploration.
Yes.
When not
want to
everything is
explore.
out there on a wiki. You can't just go look it up and see what you're going to find anymore. So I think the thing that will be most unusual for people who've gotten used to games today is that it's going to be full of surprises.
Something different is
I'm all about exploration and finding surprises. I think, so I just got done with the Elden Ring DLC, for example, and that was so much fun, but I should not have looked at like what rewards are, because I killed pretty much every boss, every new boss, except for Radon, because spoilers, and Bale, and it's just because like I didn't care about what they dropped. I shouldn't have looked. I would have cared more. I just didn't. I didn't look. I can go back. Like Radon is super hard. I did try to kill Radon. I failed. I could have gone back, gotten the fingerprint shield, grabbed the spear, killed him, but I didn't feel motivated to, because I was like, why? He doesn't drop anything I care about. So not being able to wiki stuff is cool because the sense of discovery and learning is there. Like I really enjoy that, and I hope that is actually achieved, that you're not able to really just wiki a bunch of stuff. Like, go to this coordinate, this thing is spawned there, kill it, you'll get X, Y, Z. I really hope that's gone. I really hope we come across things that are like, wow, this is sick. Like, how'd you get that? Well, I got it. Well, and you can tell someone, like, I got it doing this, but if they replicate that, they might not get it, you know? It might not go the same way of them getting that same item. You know what I'm saying? So that could be cool. I'm much looking forward to that.
the amount of non-traditional professions and how they are still important and useful. There are some other games that have caught up and been doing things like giving you dancing and music options, but a lot of those are just cosmetic. They don't help the rest of the player economy. You don't benefit by being a dancer other than it's fun. And we're building a game where, no, having entertainers on your world, in your guild, helps the entire guild. It brings everyone closer together and gives everyone bonuses.
What is the new player experience like?
So if Entertainer is anything like it is in Star Wars Galaxies, it's going to need some work because it's the most inactive class. And I hope that they've learned from Star Wars Galaxies Entertainer where it's so necessary, but the kind of people that play it don't necessarily jive with everyone else. It's very, very strange. So like, I'm a PvPer, right? Like I said, I'm a killer. We don't recruit or we don't mesh well with people who generally just main Entertainer. That isn't to say we're like griefing them or something, but our whole mindset is completely different from someone who wants to main Entertainer. And recruiting, like, I guess maybe if you want to have a functional society, you could say like guilds are maybe mini societies. We just have entertainers as alt characters. They're not something that we really seek to do actively, and we just log them in to buff, and then once the buff is done, we're out. You know, so I hope there's something active about Entertainer that like makes it a challenge, like someone would want to, like at least an achiever would want to do, or just, I don't know, just something where you like almost competitive, like where one entertainer can be greater than another in some way or some form. I don't know. We'll see.
You're an emigrant. You're leaving behind your home world, which has been damaged by climate change, nuclear winter, even global pandemics, for all we know. And you're heading out into the galaxy. So you're starting fresh, right? You are settling the stars. So in the intro experience, you're basically setting forth, getting your introductory set of gear. We apologize, we kind of melted you when you came through the radiation belt, so you're going to re-customize your appearance. That way we know what you look like. And then we'll equip you with your starting gear and send you through a tutorial experience, sort of an outward bound test of your starting skills. Then we'll let you out into the larger galaxy.
We've talked a lot about how we're going to have lots of professions and lots of options, but we don't want to overwhelm anyone. So for new players, there's going to be a sort of smaller starting zone and a smaller list of beginning options for the things that we think will be mostly universal, most fun, most appealing to people. And then as they start to play the game, they can start to branch into some of the more esoteric paths that might require a little more skill or a little more dedication instead of...
That's good. Like having a small starting zone is a good idea for a game that's supposed to be very massive with multiple mini planets. That's one thing I actually tell developers in Star Wars Galaxies that develop like Star Wars Galaxy servers is like, hey, maybe shrink the galaxy a little bit, come out some of those planets, make it a little bit smaller, bring people together, you know, so that way people like run into each other. You want people to run into each other. because that's the social interactions, right? Like that's what makes the game feel alive is running into other players. And I do wonder with many different planets, how many players are playing versus how many people are going to run into each other. Like how many people per planet. These are questions I have. I'm really curious to know.
Just opening the floodgates and hitting you with everything at once.
What would the player versus player aspect look like in this game?
So PvP is still something we're very much discussing and working on. And the core thing we really want to capture with it is that it's going to be opt-in. If you don't want a PvP, that's fine. But if you do want a more exciting experience, you can go out into the frontier planets and they might just be free for all. You will be told in advance, hey, I'm landing on this place and I might get killed. But if that's what you want, go for it.
How important is teamwork in this game?
There are so many ways. Interaction is what drives this game. This game is about community more than anything else. There are so many options. No single player can do it all. So interactions, there's guilds, there's corporations, there's armies, there's just groups of friends, there's the people you live with on this planet. Everywhere you go, there should be people, and those connections bring everyone together.
So, one of the things in pursuit of a 5-minute play session, one of the things that we're trying to do is allow people to form groups without all of the paperwork and key exchanges and whatnot. So there's an awful lot of game systems in the game where just being near other players gives you benefits.
Okay, this is the best combat footage they've displayed so far. What's up, Fastburn? This is the best combat footage they've displayed so far.
We call that soft grouping, and we're drawing inspiration from games like Realm of the Mad God and others. So being near others will help. We actually have a profession track specifically for group leaders.
It looks like the game is a third-person shooter.
We call squad leadership.
In terms of combat.
And that allows people to actually level up in being the good leader of a party.
So we want to make as many things group-friendly as possible. That's not to say you can't play on your own. Of course you can. But things should be better with people. That's something we're hoping we can tie into every aspect of the game. So if you're chopping a tree down, it's faster, it's better with a friend who's doing it with you. If you're trying to build, you can do it together. It's not just one person builds and everyone watches. If you're going out into a combat experience, there are going to be small packs you can take off one by yourself, or larger packs that you might need a friend for.
Can you share any funny stories about things you've come across while making the game?
Yeah, one of the first art assets we had for our VFX was this just really simple set of squares that are olive and brown in color, and they were just falling. And while we were waiting for more art to come in, we just hooked it up to everything, and then we just had a world full of vomit particles flying everywhere.
There's some people on our team who really have wanted there to be kaiju scale monsters in the game.
Yes. Yes. Put kaiju. Yes, I want to see Space Godzilla. Let's do it.
And frankly, it's really hard. It's not what the game's about, but so.
Well, you're gonna make an effort to do it, am I right? You're gonna do it. You're gonna put kaiju in Stars Reach.
Engineers actually sculpted one using the terrain deformation
tools.
Oh, true. And they shared screenshots of it from a distance. And have you seen this giant monster in the game? Everybody got excited. Oh, kaiju are in. No, sorry.
Oh,
I'm
dang
not going to
it.
promise you kaiju.
Did the physics simulation surprise you in any way while you were testing the game?
That's happened a couple times. We've tried to drain a dam and watched the water at the top bubble under as if it were bathtub draining. We've dropped rocks into water and watched it splash. And we didn't think the VFX would cause a splash, but there it was. We've got so many things happening in the physics system that it surprises us all the time. And one of the things I'm most looking forward to is seeing how you surprise us with things we didn't expect.
How do you level up and grow your character in the game?
A lot of our growth is more about unlocking more options and gaining new ways to do things or better ways to do things. Not necessarily just oh yes, numbers go up, feels good.
Wait a second. I don't think anyone has created a better progression system than Number Go Up. Number Go Up is probably the best progression system I've ever seen. Are we not going to see Number Go Up at all?
We want players who are new to the game and experienced in the game to be able to play together. And we want growth to feel like you're getting more things without it just being, yes, my damage is tripled now. Yay.
So we don't traditionally...
Wait a second. I like my damage tripling. I like it when my damage triples. I like that feeling.
We have the same levels as other MMOs. Those are one of the things that get in the way of playing with someone. If I start an MMO now, most of my friends are going to be higher level than me, and we won't be able to play together. But that doesn't mean there's no progression. Your character grows with the skills they use and the professions that you want to specialize in. So there's definitely going to be more ways for you to do things, but your damage numbers aren't just going to go up, 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 up.
So we're using a skill tree progression system. You choose the base skills that you want to learn. Maybe you want to be an explorer, maybe you want to get good at pistols, whatever it is. You will earn experience for each of those by doing more of it.
This actually looks so fun. I'm not even lying. Like, this actually, just like terraforming the Earth with a bunch of your buds and just ravaging the planet actually looks super fun. This is actually some of the most fun looking gameplay that they've shown off.
You choose the base skills that you want to learn. Maybe you want to be an explorer, maybe you want to
look at that. Like, it's just a bunch of bros just tearing up the Earth together. That actually looks like it's fun. Like, yo, bros, let's dig today, and we're gonna go
whatever
dig.
It is. You will earn experience for each of those by doing more of it. And that will let you buy new skills in the tree and progress in that particular.
This actually looks like super satisfying. It looks like something busy is happening. Like, it doesn't look like crazy overwhelming. You can understand what's going on, and it doesn't look like too busy. Doesn't look not busy enough. It looks like something is happening, and it's happening at the rate that it is because there's so many people doing it, and that's cool. I like this. This is good. This is good footage.
The way to play. And you can learn across all of them if you so choose.
Are there any surprising places that you drew influence from?
Wait, what?
That particular way to play. And you can learn across all of them if you so choose.
You can learn everything in the game on one character?
Are there any surprising places that you drew influence from while you were making the game?
There is an incredibly cheesy, bad sci-fi ripoff done by, I forget, Toei maybe, one of the Japanese live-action TV series in the 70s that was called Sankuo Kai, and it had these cool spider-shaped ships with little legs that opened up and shot at you, and the good guys had a spaceship that was actually a glowing white space galleon, right? Like those kinds of things, right? All of it went into the mix because I want this to be a fantastical, wonderful, a galaxy that just makes you smile, right? I want that level of fun. And so
why is the footage like getting increasingly better? Like this little animation here, you see the little animation?
I want that level of
this looks smooth.
Fun.
This looks good.
And so we were pulling just inspirations from unusual places for that.
I got the chance to work on combat as one of the engineers on it, and one of the places I drew inspiration from was MOBA games like League of Legends and Dota, and the way they create a lot of characters from very simple combat rules and code functions. Giving our designers the ability to do that too is one of the things I wanted as a goal.
Yeah, a lot of classic games, and
if he's got design inspiration from Dota 2, dude, Dota 2 is like fun is allowed, be OP. You have really OP strengths, but really underpowered weaknesses. I love Dota 2. I play Dota 2 a lot, and it's so much fun. And if they're taking inspiration for combat from Dota 2, I mean, I know it's not polished yet. I know it's pre-alpha. Maybe they're, I don't know how much. I'm very used to games kind of launching in the state that they show in pre-alpha. I think we're all sort of conditioned to that. But if they create like Dota 2 like ideas going on, man, it could be something.
I mean, more old arcade games, Mule, Smash TV, when combat was a lot less rigid and complex and combat, it was just like, no, point at things and shoot, and them shooting back and dodge it. Like, it's a lot simpler, but still engaging. I think sometimes we overcomplicate things and we lose something there.
Really enjoyed answering all these questions. Can't wait to answer more. Please join our Discord, join the community. We chat regularly with people there. Wishlist us on Steam, follow us on social media. We will be answering more questions like this, and I can't wait to let you actually play Stars Reach.
Man.
Because I really hope you're going to love it.
Man, that was something. I agree with a lot of Raph Koster's ideas. Like, I think, you know, the interdependence economy and all that stuff is great. My question is the footage so far looks kind of janky. Like, it just looks janky. I don't think anyone can really. I think everybody who looks at that is going to look at it and said, looks janky. With the responsiveness of like when they're digging or terraforming the earth, or whatever, like it just looks janky. Combat looked a little better in some of the footage. Some of it looks like a 3D bullet hell, which is like, I'm not sure how I feel about that. We'll see. But it is pre-alpha footage, so I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see how far it's going to go. What the plan is for what they want to change of the footage they showed so far, because obviously they're trying to demonstrate things they want to implement or have implemented, but also at the same time, like some of the animations do look janky, they look wonky, they look unnatural, kind of like that one guy was literally walking like he had to pee, like he's just got to go. So like some of the animations need a little bit of work. I'm real big on like transition animations. Like I love a good transition animation, you know, whenever they're moving one way and then they move another, and there's like a whole transition animations for doing that. So that's cool. I'm really glad to hear they took inspiration from like League of Legends and Dota 2 for combat. That's awesome. But moreover, the Earth, the actual planet art style looks okay, looks decent, okay? But the actual character models I don't particularly care for. I think the best looking one is the guy with the horns, with like the piercings. I think he looks cool. He looks very more fleshed out than like even the human models. And then I guess the cat model girl thing looked okay-ish, but not the best. Looked, like I said, looks kind of like their bodies from Reboot. Like their faces from Reboot, their bodies from Reboot. It just looks weird. It doesn't look good. That's all I'll say, is the aesthetic of the character models are what bother me, I think, quite a bit. And then the jankiness of like the reactive stuff. So when I hit something, I want it to like actually get hit in that moment. I don't know what causes that. I don't know anything about development. I'm ignorant, okay? I'm just telling you as a player how I feel when I see stuff like that. So that's cool. I'm going to check. We watched all their videos. I'll continue to watch videos, and I'll probably release this as a reaction on YouTube. And then maybe make another video talking more comprehensively with my thoughts and stuff. But for now, let's just get back to testing out the CU, which I want to do.